Top of the morning. Yeah, a little update on this spiritual odyssey I have embarked upon. Retraining my mind to understand, or retraining the brain to understand that it doesn't need to protect me anymore from my psychological pain, from just the suppressed emotions by sending physical pain. And learning so much about this, it's absolutely wild and fascinating to read about and just learn about as it pertains to me now. And I feel it so strongly that this is it just all makes sense. Um, so, anyways, at the gym today, I was working out and left. It was all going great. I getting back to kind of my old workouts and left with a little bit of a burning sensation in my back. And in the past, I would have done what is called catastrophizing, which is making a catastrophe out of the situation. Like, is this a flare up? You get hyper vigilant on the pain, you're aware of every little movement, and all this does is create more fear and more pain. And that's the fuel for the fire of the pain. That's what your brain is using as fuel for the fire is fear. And what I've learned to do now is I have many different little tactics, but just to realize that there's nothing physically wrong with my body, and all this is my brain trying to go back to my old ways, send pain signals, using the physical sensations as a distraction from the psychological, the emotional pain that's buried inside of me. But knowledge is the first step. Education, just knowing that this is happening heals a lot of people, but can also just get you out of the pain. So instead of, I did have that moment of like, fuck, okay, this doesn't feel great. What's going to happen? But immediately, what I learned today from the Curable app, when you put your hand on your chest, it sends the same brain signals to your brain that you're being hugged. So you put your hand on your chest and you say, I'm safe. This is only temporary. If you do have like a flare up or some painful sensations, I'm not broken. I'm home. It's okay. You have to talk to your brain out loud and tell it that you are safe, because it's sending you these signals because it's been so programmed to be in this constant fight or flight situation. So any little thing in the environment that brings on fear or sadness or any of these suppressed emotions, it sends these signals that you're so used to. And a couple of other just kind of brain exercises that I've been using. So that honestly, like, my pain kind of faded away. Like on my walk home, I was just doing that. Just, you're home, you're safe, it's okay. Acting as if the breath is home. So you could always return. Deep belly breath. And that is home. You could always return to that, no matter what. You could go check in on the sensation, see how it's doing, but then return home. Return to the breath. And I imagine, I've been watching Lord of the Rings the last few nights, and the pain is kind of like walking through Mordor, my inner landscape. It's hot, it's magma, it's just like burning sensations. In my breath, I imagine it as just like cool, clean, crystal clear water just flowing through me and just washing away the burning sensation, the pain. And that helps. These visual exercises are very helpful. Also imagine there's a little devil or a little just troublemaker in my brain. And I go in there and I say, hey buddy, let's go for a walk. Take him by the hand, go for a walk, and we sit on the bank of the river and we watch as this cool water flows through my body. And I tell him, I know what you're trying to do. It's been a long time of this, and you're used to sending me the signals to protect me, because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to protect me from what is stored deep inside of me because it might be too painful. But I don't need the protection anymore. I'm giving him the talk, more or less. I don't need you anymore. Thank you, but I got this. It's okay. And that is a very helpful one. Also, imagining there's a bubble of protection around you. Also, it's strengthened by your breath. So you could always return to the breath. That is home. It's a bubble around you, protection. So if like you have fear of being in public spaces or something, just visualize this bubble surrounding you and whatever color you like. It's beautiful, and it's never gonna leave you. There's that. I made my screensaver on my phone. Dr. John Sarno has 12 kind of just reminders to remind yourself of at all times, but I kind of customized them a bit. I made the background it's this picture I found online of like this crazy basketball court like built into the mountains of like Greece or Italy, or just very beautiful. And I mean that's my dream. Basketball, sports, summer in Italy. It's wonderful. Just feeling good. And visualize that's my future. That's the kind of thing that I want to have in my life. Health and exercise and not thinking about my body like this. And so I see it. It's my screensaver. And then I got my customized reminders on there. The first one, the discomfort is due to TMS. That's the phrase that Dr. John Sarno coined and I'm learning all about. Tension myositis syndrome, which means your brain is sending physical sensations of pain to your body to protect you. And I'm learning about, in his book, The Divided Mind right now, which is really interesting. Just about how Sigmund Freud and these other psychoanalysts pretty much were saying what he's been saying since like the 1800s. There's some differences, but they were saying the same thing. Sigmund Freud said the mind is split into three parts: the id, the ego, and the superego. The id is pretty much our primal, childlike inclinations and feelings and emotions, where they just want to be, my needs met. I don't care about anybody else. Do this for me. Like, it's just childlike emotions, and that's where these suppressed emotions come from, of anger and rage and sadness. And the ego is pretty much, you and what it's trying to protect you to be a normal person in society. Super ego is the social pressure. It's kind of the bigger picture, and that puts a lot of pressure on people as well. So John Sarno is saying that it's a mix of the protection of the id, or the suppressed emotions, protecting us from those coming up because we think the subconscious mind thinks those are too dangerous. If we feel rage, we're gonna do something harmful. Or then also it's the pressures of everyday life, social pressures and finances and worry and stuff, and these things combined, and they have different weights for different people, but that is what creates the chronic physical pain. So the second one, speaking to your brain, say, I will not take this anymore. I gotta hold the line. And I was watching this success story on YouTube, this guy who discovered that it was TMS, his back pain that he had for years, and it was completely healed. He went through bouts of it trying to come back, as is natural, and like it's happening to me right now. But he would just say, game on. Like, I'm not going to take it anymore. Game on. Hold the line. I'm not going to accept this anymore. You are in control, not the subconscious. Knowledge gives you power, so relax. It's only a matter of time before things change. But you have to truly believe that you will change and that TMS is the cause. You can't have any doubt that, well, the MRI did say that I have bulging disc. It's like, you got to be 100% in, or else it's not going to work. It's not going to change. Something that I've thought about for years is doing this for Kobe Bryant, healing for Kobe, playing basketball again for Kobe, who was my all-time favorite athlete growing up in Los Angeles. And man, he was just my hero as a kid, and just his ethic and who he was after he retired. Legend. And I'm going to play basketball again for Kobe. doing it for you, baby, but also for me. So it says, you must heal and you will. For Kobe, for you. I know he's up there and he's saying, Vin, you're going to get back on the court. It's going to be like nothing's changed, except you're much deeper, wiser, more empathetic. Relax knowing you're not broken instead of trying not to break. So like right now, I had a little bit of a sensation trying to rear its head. Like just relax knowing it's not anything in my body. It's not a physical problem with my body. And that's the thing that might be a little confusing. It is real. The pain in your body is real. But it doesn't derive from a physical problem in your body. So it's your brain, because pain is created in the brain, it's your brain sending real pain signals to your body. So it's not like you're imagining the pain, but the pain is not due to something that's wrong with your body. That's the difference. TMS, tension myositis syndrome, exists only to distract my attention from the emotions. So these are my reminders on my home screen. Since my back is healed, there's nothing to fear. Physical activity is not dangerous and must resume. That is Dr. John Sarno's one of his main points. You have to face it. You have to get back to what you used to do. I will not be concerned or intimidated by the discomfort. I must think psychological at all times, not physical. Let it come and let it go. My breath is a river of cool blue water washing away the discomfort. And then, the breath is home. Check in on the sensations, but then always just return home. And then my bubble of peace, serenity, protective energy, color, strengthened by my breath. So those are some things to fortify me throughout this process, because it takes focus, it takes strength, it takes determination, persistence every single day of never letting up. You can't let your guard down. Hold the line, or else this isn't going to change. But man, just from what I'm learning, it's like I can't unsee what I've seen at this point. I know that it is this TMS and it's just my brain. It's like it's so clear just what I'm learning about the type of people who get this chronic pain. It's worriers, perfectionists. And I journaled today just about being a kid and just worrying about everything. My mom used to tell me that on like my first day of like elementary school, I would, for like a week, I would just chew on my shirt. it would get like sopping wet. And the teacher, I was so nervous, just worried. And the teacher had to like call my mom, and she was gonna come in, but that's when I was stopped because I didn't want my mom to come to school to watch me. But then for years I've had just nervous tics of like peeling my nails, which I actually kicked in this last year. Proud of that. But just little things, worrying about what people thought of me. My coaches in high school was a big one. I just did not want to let them down at all. My teachers too. Like if I was gonna miss a day of school for being sick, I was like so worried about what I was missing and what the teachers would think about me. If I was gonna miss practice, same thing. I was so afraid. And I was digging into that. What does it mean? And it's fear. And what was I so afraid of? And still I get worried about situations like letting people down, what people think about me. So that's a big part of it, unpacking it. But knowing it, for starters, is the power, knowing that is what is causing this pain. So the type of people who get it, and it's more than just physical pain, it's like stuff going on inside of you, gastrointestinal and IBS and headaches and migraines. It's chronic, just these emotions that we don't allow ourselves to feel. And my second therapy session tomorrow, psyched, trying out a different one. So we have two to choose from, but the first one was great. Yeah, man, it's the process. Enjoying it, cherishing it. Bee sting's getting a little better. Foot's pretty swollen still. All right. checking in, checking out.